Classic American. This hamburger traces back to the late 1800s, with several US cities claiming credit. The most common story points to Lewis Laston in New Haven, Connecticut, who supposedly served the first hamburger sandwich in 1900. The classic setup is simple: a beef patty, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, ketchup, and mustard on a sesame seed bun. White Castle standardized it in 1921 by creating the first hamburger chain, making burgers thin and square to cook faster. The classic American burger is about balance. Nothing too fancy, just quality, simple ingredients done right. Smash burger. This technique got popular in the early 2000s, though some diners have been doing it for decades. A ball of beef is pressed hard onto a blazing hot griddle, maximizing contact with the surface. That pressure creates an intense caramelized crust, while keeping the inside juicy. The patties are thin, so places usually stack 2 of them with cheese melted in between. The edges get lacy and crisp, while the insides stay juicy. It's messy, fast, and that crust is what people go for. Steamed burger, a Connecticut specialty, specifically from the Meriden area. Instead of grilling or frying, the patties and buns are cooked in metal cabinets that steam everything at once. The result is an incredibly moist, tender burger that some people love and others find a little too soft. Ted's restaurant has been making them since 1959 and still uses the same brass steam cabinets. There's no char or crust, just pure soft beef that melts in your mouth. It's polarizing, but locals love it. Juicy Lucy. 2 Minneapolis bars, Matt's Bar and the 5-8 Club, both claim they invented this in the 1950s. The concept is to take 2 thin beef patties, put a thick slab of American cheese in the middle, seal the edges, and cook it so the cheese melts into a molten core. When you bite in, the cheese explodes out, so you have to wait a few minutes or you'll burn your mouth. Matt's spells it Juicy Lucy without the I, supposedly because of a misspelling that stuck. Slider. White Castle popularized these in 1921. Though the term slider came later, supposedly because they're so small and greasy they slide right down. The patties are thin, usually cooked on a bed of onions, and served on tiny square buns. The original idea was to make burgers cheap and fast, 5 cents each during the Great Depression. Now sliders are everywhere, from fancy restaurants serving gourmet mini burgers to late-night diners. Patty melt. This showed up in American diners sometime in the 1940s, though its exact origin is unclear. Instead of a traditional bun, you use rye bread grilled with butter, like a grilled cheese sandwich. The patty goes between 2 slices with caramelized onions and Swiss or American cheese. Then the whole thing gets pressed on a griddle until the bread is golden and crispy. It's often described as a hybrid of a cheeseburger and a grilled cheese. Some places add Thousand Island dressing or special sauce to make it even richer. Green chile burger, a New Mexico creation that's become the state's signature burger. After New Mexico started cultivating hatch green chilies in the early 1900s, it was only a matter of time before someone threw them on a burger. The chilies are roasted, peeled, and either chopped or laid whole on top of a beef patty with cheese. The heat level depends on the chili. Some are mild and smoky, others will make you sweat. Green chili burgers have a perfect smoky, earthy flavor that regular burgers can't match. Butter burger, Wisconsin's gift to the burger world. Instead of just cooking the patty in butter, which a lot of places do, a true butter burger gets an extra pat of butter placed directly on top of the patty right before serving. Or the bun is heavily buttered and toasted. Culver's made this style famous when they opened in 1984, though Wisconsin diners had been doing it long before that. It's very rich, but it's also incredibly delicious. The butter melts into the beef and soaks into the bun, creating this almost decadent mouthfeel. Pastrami burger. Born in Los Angeles in the mid-20th century, likely when Jewish delis began blending deli traditions with classic diner food. The formula is a beef patty piled high with hot pastrami, Swiss cheese, mustard, and pickles. Some versions add coleslaw or Russian dressing. It's salty, smoky, and aggressively savory. Loco Moco, a Hawaiian dish that was invented in 1949 at a restaurant in Hilo when some teenagers asked for something cheap, tasty, and different from a typical sandwich. The cook threw together white rice, a hamburger patty, brown gravy, and a fried egg on top. The name Loco Moco supposedly came from one of the boys in the group, whose nickname was Crazy, and Moco was added because it rhymed. It's comfort food taken to the extreme, rich, savory, and very filling. Frita, a Cuban burger that came to Florida with Cuban immigrants in the 1960s. The patty is made with ground beef mixed with chorizo and spices, giving it a spicy, smoky flavor that regular burgers don't have. It's topped with shoestring potato sticks, onions, ketchup, and mustard, all on a soft Cuban bread bun. The potato sticks adds a crunch to every bite. In Miami, Fritas are everywhere, and people argue over who makes the best one. Slug burger, a Depression-era burger from Mississippi where meat was expensive, so cooks stretched the beef by mixing it with cheaper ingredients like soybeans, cornmeal, or flour. The slug part comes from the fact that these burgers originally cost a slug, a fake coin used during the Depression. The patty is deep fried instead of grilled, giving it a crispy exterior. It doesn't taste like a normal burger, but it has a crispy exterior and a loyal following at places like Weeks Restaurant in Mississippi. Aussie Burger. Australians took the American burger and went wild with it. A proper Aussie burger includes a beef patty, lettuce, tomato, onion, cheese, bacon, a fried egg, pickled beets, and pineapple. The beets give it sweetness, the egg adds richness, and the pineapple brings a tangy flavor that balances the savory beef. It's massive, messy, and you need both hands and probably some napkins. Australians have been eating them this way since at least the 1940s.